How we getting on, people? Luke here from LAGFX. We're back today with a new Sunday sessions video. If you're new to this series, it's basically where we choose a few pairs that we feel hold good potential for the coming week, and we give you zones and areas to look at as potential areas to look to place positions from. These are zones and areas that we feel will deliver us with enough supply or demand in order to flip the current trend, giving us the ability to take full advantage of the next trend that follows. Throughout this video, you are going to obviously learn a little bit more about my strategy and how I like to tackle the markets, but it's also giving you guys the opportunity to place potential positions in the coming week as well. So if you do have any questions or queries regarding the analysis or the potential trades that are produced in today's video, please leave them in the comments below. And if you do go on to enjoy this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. Now, without further ado, let's jump straight into today's Sunday sessions video. So you'll see on screen here, the first pair that we're going to go over is the GU. So this is the cable, Great British Pound to the US dollar. We can see here how price has been delivering us with clear bearish structure, trading us in a bearish way after we had the penetration of a higher time frame supply zone and a break of structure to the downside. So this is the impulsive wave that followed from the break of structure. We are simply now wanting to see price put in a correction to trade us back up and into one of three supply zones. The reason why we want price to do this is so price can then go on to set its first initial lower high within this new bearish structure. As we know, in bearish structure, we have the production of lower lows and lower highs. Price has come down to set a lower low. Price is now trading back up to set a lower high. What's going to follow? A new lower low. So we have the opportunity to get involved in long positions if we wanted to, but also to get involved in short opportunities from one of three supply zones. We obviously just need to be delivered with the right confluence in order to execute those short positions. Now you'll notice here, price is trading lower at the moment. I feel price may come to trade into this candle to pick up any remaining demand in order to encourage price to trade higher. So once price trades down, we could probably expect a new higher high to be set fractally, followed by a higher low, followed by a higher high, higher low, all the way up and into one of three supply zones. Once price trades into a supply zone, we expect supply to be introduced. That to flip the S&D balance and give us the opportunity to go short with a longer term bias, okay? Now, our confirmation will come via a break of structure to the downside. Why? Because a break of structure tells us that the current trend, so the corrective wave trading us up, has finished and a new trend in the opposite direction is ready to take place. Now, the new trend that follows is going to be the bearish impulsive wave, right, on the higher time frames. And we can therefore look to take full advantage of that entire swing that takes us lower, being able to maximize our profits and minimize any losses on the position, generating us with a brilliant risk to reward ratio. So that's my analysis for the GU market. What I will do is I will highlight these zones out, giving you guys the price where they reside, and then you can pause the video, go on to the 1 hour time frames and mark them out for yourself. Okay, so you can see here I've marked out these three areas of supply that we want to see price reject from. Obviously we may be delivered with some fractal bearishness from one or two zones before actually trading up and into this one. It all depends on what's holding most volume and where price is actually looking to go. So, I mean, what you could do is you could use indicators, Fibonacci's, retracements, things of that nature to have a look and see what's holding enough volume. You could also use the session volume profile HD to get a better picture on where there is a lot of volume being introduced, and this can obviously help build your bias regarding these zones here. But for me personally, I'll just wait to see price play out, wait for the structural laws to take place, breaks of structure to the downside, things of that nature, and go from there. But those essentially are the zones I am looking to get introduced from in the coming weeks on the GU market. Okay, now heading over to the Euro AUD. Again, this is another market that has delivered us with a break of structure to the downside, delivering us with clear bearish structure. We now want to see price put in a corrective wave, trade us into one of two supply zones before taking us lower again in the market. Now, just to give you all a bit of a better picture, you can see here that if I get my path tool out, we'd simply be wanting to see price trade up, price has broken structure, price puts in a corrective wave to set a lower high, so we could say here, and then trades us lower. You can see that this is a clear bearish structure, right? So that's what we want to see happen on the higher time frames. Now, fractally, we can obviously dissect that information, and we can really refine our entry when we look to execute any short positions from these zones. So we obviously want to see price trade in, deliver us with an S&D flip via a break of structure to the downside, and then obviously we get involved in this market essentially. So these are the two zones that I have in mind. If you want to pause the video now, mark them out for yourself, then absolutely do so, as these are going to be areas we can definitely look to go short from in the coming weeks. Now, don't get me wrong, there is no harm in looking to buy into this market before we do go short. All we need to see is a break of structure to the upside. So I'd say this was the last protected high within this bearish structure. As soon as we have a break in this, we haven't had that yet, but once we do have a break in this, we'll expect price to pull back, probably trade us into this candle here before trading us higher. So it may look something like this. Break of structure to the upside, price then pulls back into that candle and then trades us all the way up. We can obviously get involved from here, trading price all the way up. I'd probably close my position at this first supply zone just to be safe, but at least we've taken advantage of part of the corrective wave that would take place, yeah? But all in all, that is my analysis for this market. So definitely bearish overall, but there's no harm in looking for buy opportunities to trade us into one of two supply zones. Okay, now moving over to the Euro AUD market. Again, we've had a huge break of structure to the downside. We've had a continuation in bearishness. Price is trading us in a bearish way. We've taken full advantage of a few positions in previous time, trading into these areas of supply. I've got two areas marked out here. So if you want to pause the video and mark them out now, by all means do so. What we have seen is price putting in this corrective wave. Price has traded us lower, however, trading into this order block. Demand is going to be introduced. That's going to then encourage price to trade up and into this supply zone. We may have an S&D flip from here, or price may just give us, again, some temporary bearishness before continuing to trade us up and into this supply zone here. Ultimately, I am looking for those short positions, just like I was for the Euro AUD and just like I was for the Great British Pound to the US dollar. We've got 2 points of interest to look to take part in short positions from. We obviously just need to be delivered with the right confluence in order to get involved in this market. Now, again, if you did want to get involved in long positions in this market before we do go short, there's no harm in doing that. But what we would need is a fractal break of structure to the upside. So we would look at this as a potential last protected high within this bearish correction. As soon as that's broken, we can expect price to pull back to set its first higher low within the new bullishness, and then obviously that's where we look to take part in this market from. So yeah, I will be holding off, in all honesty, from this market for the time being. I will just be waiting for some kind of break of structure to the upside. As soon as we have that confirmation, then potentially we could look to go long, but we would be trading against the prevailing trend, which obviously holds risk in itself. But as I say, there is no harm in looking to take a part in the corrective wave if we understand through and through the overall bias of this market. Now, you'll notice on the higher time frames, the order block was this entire region in price, but as we actually go down on time frames, the fractal zone actually highlights itself for us and displays itself for us. You can see prices traded perfectly into that. We've then had rejection to the upside. So if there's ever a time where you have a zone or an area in price that you may be unsure whether it's being left unmitigated, it seems like it's an order block but isn't giving you full evidence, and you're still a bit wary of it, just go down to the lower time frames and see if you can actually find that area on the lower time frames within the actual zone that you were looking at originally. 9 times out of 10, specific areas within that zone will display itself to you. But yeah, overall, looking to go short in this market. We just want to see price trade up and into one of two supply zones. Again, no harm in looking to get involved in buys. Just wait for the right confirmation in order to get involved. Break of structure here before trading us up and into one of two. Okay, heading over to the Euro NZD. Another bearish market for me. We did get involved in short positions from here. This is a running trade that's playing out very well. The potential entry was sent out to the clients. Updates have been sent as well. I'll put those up on screen now. I've got these two areas marked out as areas of supply for price to come and trade up to set its first lower high within this bearish structure. Price has actually traded through this one, which invalidates this, which leaves us with this one here. So be interested to see. how price plays out now moving forward. We can see how price is actually wicked in to this area. If we go down to the lower time frames, an unmitigated area in price will present itself to us. You can see here that we have this area in price that was left unmitigated. We're now seeing rejection to the upside, so it'll be interesting to see if we can get price to trade all the way up and into this. And as you can see, when we go down to the lower time frames, looking at the 1 minute, you can see that this is the unmitigated area in price as well. So we could really refine that to that region before looking to place any further shorts in this market. But this is definitely a bearish market. It's pretty evident. So yeah, hopefully we can see price trade up. I won't be placing any buy positions in this market. I'll simply be waiting for further shorts. I want to see price trade all the way up, break structure fractally to the downside, and then I'll be pressing that sell button yet again, taking full advantage of the next bearish wave that takes place. Okay, now to finish off on the NAS100, the NASDAQ, US 100, whatever you want to call it. You can see here I've marked out 2 areas of supply I want to see price trade up and into before rejecting to the downside. I called short positions on this market early September. Must have been the 1st of September, 4th of September-ish, somewhere around there. I actually called it on a YouTube video on the Sunday sessions, the NASDAQ case study as well. And I actually put analysis out on TradingView to go short in this market and look at how price has performed. It has played out beautifully. I'm still calling shots that I want to see price trade down to the 8,000 region. So it'll be interesting to see how price plays out in the coming months, but I'm definitely a bear in this market, and I'll definitely be looking for further short opportunities once price trades into these areas of supply. We are simply seeing price put in a corrective wave. We've had the break of structure to the upside. Price is now putting in that initial correction. We've just traded into this supply zone. I feel that price is going to now go short from there, like so, trade up and down into this area of demand. That's then going to encourage the next impulsive wave fractally within this bullish correction. Traders up into one of 2 supply zones I've got marked out, and then we're going to see price plummet, creating new lows in this market. So these are going to be 2 key areas to look to get involved in short positions from. So if you haven't done, pause the video, mark them out for yourself. And if you wanted to get involved in some buy positions in this coming week, just to tick you over until we go short, then mark this candle out as well as a potential area. These are the increments here. Rather than putting them in on the box, just have a look at this, pause the video now, and then obviously mark them out for yourself. Mark this area out for yourself on the 15-minute time frames. But yeah, this is another bearish market. We are simply seeing price put in a corrective wave. No harm in looking to take advantage of that, with it following the overall bias of a bearish market. Now, that is going to summarize and conclude this Sunday sessions video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you've learned a thing or two about my strategy. It's pretty self-explanatory. We look at areas of supply and demand. Everything in the world is based on supply and demand, and then we look at the laws of structure, price action essentially, and yeah, we wait for further confirmation and we apply the right measures in order to be successful in these markets. Now, as I said to you earlier, if you have any questions regarding the analysis we've been through today, leave them in the comments below. If you aren't involved in our Learner Lounge group chat or our VIP chat, get yourself involved, as it's an exclusive place where I post up-to-date analysis, trading ideas for those that are wanting to make a bit of extra cash whilst they learn how to actually trade in the foreign exchange markets. Now, with all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and we will catch you all in the next Sunday sessions.